Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. This is Captain of Industry. We have not been here for quite a long time. I just wanted to check in. It gets so involved, this game. It really does. And you can see just the insanity of complexity. And this is not even mid-game, I think. I mean, if we look at, let's see, like the tech tree. So we are, approximately here. We've done this. This is kind of the blocker. So we're at Research Lab 2. We've started to research these items, but everything in blue is unresearched. And, the next big thing will be like kind of being able to smelt gold and build our second level second level of electronics, which uses plastic. We haven't made plastic yet. We've made glass and paper. And that will get us over to construction parts 4. And in the construction parts 4, you can see we've got this entire set of text for that level of construction. Then we have research lab 4 and the final set of construction. So and just the level of I'm not sure how long this save is. I'm not sure I have to look that up at some point, but it is definitely quite a few hours. Now, I'm at a place, generally you want to be super stable, but this notification tab has nothing in it. We've got iron. Iron is a bit of a problem. We are really burning through it as fast as we can make it. I do have advanced smelting, which will let us make it quicker. And I really want to do that now. That's a little bit of a pain because we have to figure out it takes in an extra stage of iron refinement. We need to crush the iron ore. So you see this iron ore right here, we actually want to run it through this big boy crusher, and then the crushed iron is sent into the new type of smelter, and that will just basically double the speed of these smelters, which would be very useful for us. Because I think I haven't actually looked. What is our iron? Yeah, so you can see from the chart here, the green is our production, red is consumption. So we're just kind of, our consumption is just edging over. So that's probably the next priority. Got a lot of red bars here, it's just not good. Potatoes, that's fine. We're actually, we're burning potatoes right now. Rubber, odd. To see rubber consumption over. I'm not sure what that is. My assumption is, I'm upgrading all of our vehicles to sort of tier 2. That costs rubber, so that rubber consumption is going to decrease. We only have one rubber production, which the rubber production we moved over here. We're now using naphtha to make the rubber. We can use naphtha or we can use diesel. That's a cleaner recipe because we no longer have wastewater coming from, and we're not using coal either. We're using sulfur, which we have a lot of sulfur, even though we're not mining it. We just have sulfur coming out of our sour water stripper. I don't remember if we went to but we have a full level 3 oil refinery going and only a double set. And that is plenty. What you can see is we have 8,000 diesel. I cannot build storage fast enough for the diesel consumption, which I'm not, I feel like in the later game that's gonna, it's not gonna be a problem to burn diesel. We are just, we've got 106 vehicles. We could have 140. Really, with vehicles, I'm less concerned about the diesel consumption and more about the maintenance cost, because maintenance always ends up coming from copper and iron. That is our core maintenance, and as I've said, we're not able to produce iron fast enough right now. So more vehicles means more maintenance concerns. So there's a really complex setup here and a very crushed in and a real mess of things. I mean, ultimately, and we're operating off of just one small cargo ship bringing in the crude oil. But here you can see we've got a big backlog of fuel gas, which is kind of like, once you get to the level 3, you get naphtha and fuel gas out of that. And then what we are typically doing is we're cracking the naphtha, which just becomes more fuel gas, but we're mainly doing that to get a little bit of hydrogen, which we're using the hydrogen to ultimately also convert our heavy oil into diesel and fuel gas. So, there's a lot of endless cracking refining going on. And the reason we're doing that is just we can't consume the heavy oil fast enough. The only other thing heavy oil is good for is to fuel our cargo ships. And we've only got one cargo ship running right now. I mean, even burning like the excess fuel gas off here, you know, rather than just flaring it, we're running it through the boiler for steam. Which just, we'll use coal for all the steam needs, but any excess gas that we produce after all this refining, we're just burning through to make steam. Eventually it gets flared. So yeah, ultimately not too concerned. The hydrogen's going to have a very small build up. Water, I'm just grabbing this. We really do need to. We're actually wasting a lot of water right now. We've got water being dumped right back into the ocean, which is really bad. Should find a use for it. At the very least, we're not going to need to. We've only got one water refining going on. See, we're pulling water in from the sea. We are sending it through our thermal desalinator. So that's using a little bit of steam and turning it into a whole bunch of additional water and brine, which we've got both, salt. We're making salt, which is used. I forget where that's being used. Not a lot of it's being used. But we're using the brine for the salt and also brine to make chlorine, which we're not actually, I'm not sure. I mean, ultimately chlorine, yeah, we're treating the wastewater with it. That's right. So we really brought our pollution down massively because we now have all the wastewater. So we're producing 43 wastewater a minute from our settlement. All that wastewater is going through our treatment plant right here. And we need the chlorine to do that, chlorine and sand. And so from that, we get clean water, which we send right on back into the settlement. So we're sort of, we're actually net positive on the water there. I thought it was actually always net neutral. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, we're not using that 160 wastewater all in one. So yeah, I mean, I think we're basically, all the water that comes out as waste, we're sending it right on back into the settlement after it gets treated, which is pretty cool. We are getting some sludge out of that. Where's the sludge going? I forget, because the sludge is, we're just burning it right now. Which is not good. It's a one-to-one to pollution. And sludge can really ultimately be turned into yet more fuel. So we could be doing that. I just haven't set it up. More fuel gas and some compost, which you can just dump onto the ground. So we could get rid of that pollution entirely if we wanted. It was really just the worry about maintaining yet more fuel gas. I guess now that we have a way to output it to the boiler, what does fuel gas burn for? Fuel gas actually burns a lot cheaper. So really we do want to process that. That's something identified there. We want to stop burning the sludge, the poop. Stop burning the poop right outside the settlement. Treat it into fuel gas, and then burn that, because that burns a lot cheaper and pollution-wise, and also, also we could potentially turn it into steam for our power there. Talking of power, like, the other thing is, because we've got so much diesel, can't use it fast enough, I'm not even using our coal power plant here. These are spinning. I thought I'd turn this off. I mean, you can see it's pretty backed up because, is that spinning? I mean, yeah, there's no throughput. I'm just burning diesel. I mean, we've got we have these advanced diesel generators now. So diesel, 5 megawatts, 18 to 5. I mean, I don't see what else to do with the diesel. I can't store it fast enough, like I said. And I might regret that later. But yeah, I mean, my take is use what you have. It is a little alarming. I will say that our oil, our offshore oil, we are already, 10, 12%, 11% out of our oil reserves offshore. I didn't think we would do that so quickly. We have found another oil refinery, though, offshore. So to be fair, we've got, um, we really only use 5% of found oil in the world, and we still haven't explored all these other areas yet. So I'm not too worried about running out of crude oil. Eventually, you can trade crude for, basically, I assume that it works out like you can trade gold for crude. And so we'll be able to mine some gold. I don't know about consumer electronics. That seems a lot for the same return. Because surely consumer electronics uses gold. So yeah, that's a bit weird. And then, um, we can also do vehicle parts too, which is really just glass and I believe it's glass and paper and obviously copper and iron. Yeah, see, it uses steel, sorry, that makes more sense. Paper and vehicle parts. So yeah, steel, which is more iron, right? So it's just iron, 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 some copper, I think. Yeah, these use electronics. So it's just a tiny bit, it's more iron than copper. And then glass, which uses essentially, um, it's essentially sand and what else? The glass mix is sand and limestone, and oh, there's the salt right there. So, um, yeah, you know. Anyway, yeah, you can see the chains in this just get absolutely, absolutely ridiculous. So, another issue is, I think, I wanted to get trains going, so I wanted to, that was kind of the new update. So this is our iron, our starting iron, and the thing that's concerning about it is usually this goes pretty deep in the ground, like in some of the other islands. But you can see here, it's only at level -6, and that's how deep the iron, I think, goes pretty much here. Um, so so this is going to run out pretty quickly. Um, and so once we're through this kind of big old hill of iron, we'll probably just fill it in like this has been done, actually. And then this is already filling in. Yeah, I can never fill this fast enough. Um, Basically because we're flattening land, so I need to keep. I guess we'll just go through there and you know. But yeah, so yeah, yeah. We're flattening to just have more buildable land, and we just have to keep kind of creating a little coastline as we do that. Another thing is, we do have a planted forest, so this is entirely planted through saplings that we grow. We can't, and we're really growing saplings faster than we can actually plant them. Um, that's mainly because we are also still taking the trees off the map that started, and then we will start to rely on this entire forestry. So I don't know if this will be enough. We've got room to make more. I wanted to. I've been flattening this land as well, so all of this was, kind of hilly, and we've been essentially flattening it and building you know, a ramp over here that eventually we'll probably cut through as well. It was really just to give trucks a place to put it. Um, we should really be making this coastline nice and neat as well. Now that we're further out here, actually like that idea more. Because now that we're over here, those trucks should really be dumping over there. Let's actually get rid of this. We don't need to be dumping here anymore. Yeah, so I want to, you want as much flat land as possible. And what I want to do is we have a cluster of iron over here. And I think that's going to be the first use of our train. We're gonna train back over to our iron smelting facilities. Now, I don't actually know. I kind of wouldn't mind moving all of this iron out and maybe finding a more central place for it. We are going to need more farmland soon as well, so I didn't, I was going to kind of just keep expanding out here. I have no idea what I'm going to do about the settlement when we really do need to. I'm just growing vertically right now, so we're at the like higher level housing. We can move up to housing 3 even. So we've got room to go up vertically for housing space. But we will probably need to keep expanding this out. So I wanted to keep kind of this clear because I'll just kind of take these pipes down, move them over, and then we could get, another couple of grids out. Um, Whew, yeah. So this is really just an explainer video. I mean, I hope this, this might be interesting to some folks. It's really just crazy. I think this is so much more complex than Factorio. And like I said, I'm not even there. So yeah, this is where the excess, we're essentially just overproducing um, all of our food, and I don't even have that many farms, but whenever we overproduce food, I send it out to get processed here, and it just becomes more fuel gas. Um, and that fuel gas, I don't know where that gets taken. It's like it just sits there. Uh, oh, and we have maxed out our compost. So I'm gonna start to empty that too at a low priority. Um, yeah, I'm not sure where the fuel gas went. I assume uh, trucks took it away and maybe put it over in our other fuel gas supply. So I haven't got any. Yeah, I've got nothing out here. Uh, so I guess we haven't really processed any of this for quite a while now. Yeah, because the compost is over. So let's throw that in. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to allow compost to get dumped. Ideally, we would store that because, that allows us to make more farmland compost. Essentially, for example, right here where we've got, just concrete, you can put a layer of compost down and now it's farmable land. So burning the compost or dumping the compost, randomly, we're going to lose it. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for now. I think we'll have plenty of opportunity to make more compost. I really just want to make sure that we're not wasting our food. Yeah, see now the food can move again, and any wasted food is getting at least turned into fuel. Um, Everything the chain stops at diesel. Like when this fuel gas goes into diesel, and if we can't process it fast enough, it's making steam. So yeah. Any other systems we haven't talked about? I mean, we're making bread from wheat and flour. We've got some animal feed on the ready because we're going to be able to cultivate chickens soon as well. I mean, something else we haven't done, which our colony now wants household appliances and household goods, both of which are, so our household goods, glass and steel and wood, um, all of which we make. Don't know if we make enough. We're making kind of the bare minimum one level machine. And then appliances, not in the recipe book for some reason. Can we not make household appliances? No, I guess that's after construction 4, which is after gold. So wow, so it's a long way away. So it's interesting. I didn't realize. Yeah, hopefully there's no demand for it. It's not giving us a Unity. It's not giving us like a Unity negative. It's just we have the ability to raise our Unity income if we want. We are net Unity positive, which is good. You can see actually the real pollution problem we have, which contributes Again, I'm not really sure. See, it's like it contributes -12 to health, but we are positive health. Um, Research bonus. Pest bonus increases total research, the larger the population, yeah. I don't really want to get a large population, even though we are burning food. I guess theoretically that should mean we should get a large population, eat the food instead, and we'll get faster research out of it. So I could go ahead. I'm just gonna, yeah, let's call some of our colonies over. Because yeah, seems like if your food is getting wasted, you should have people. We needed people anyway. One thing that's annoying is if I do want to move this full iron setup somewhere with a little more space, or you don't want to you don't want to stop the production entirely and then try to rebuild. You're gonna hit an issue where you might just run out of iron and then everything breaks down, right? So it's really important that you put the new setup in place and then tear down the old one, which is a problem when you need the people to do that. So you're gonna have kind of excess people as you set up. I mean, you can do it one at a time, and I think that's probably what we're gonna have to do is like kind of pull one setup out. But I really made a mess of this, which is always the way. I always say I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna kind of keep everything super clean, but then you just cram everything in. So I really hate all this. Like I said, we need somewhere in this setup where this crusher, this sorter, as it brings out the iron ore, we need to be able to crush it first, and we don't really have any space for that. We don't really. I mean, I did leave a little bit of space here. That was intentional, as I wanted to be able to kind of keep putting another row in here. So maybe that's what we do. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's messy. It is messy. It is definitely messy. But yeah, what I'm going to do is, I wanted to sort of just explain it all, and then I'm going to work on this offline, and we'll come back and see. So hopefully when you next see me, the decisions here were, I don't like the look of our fertilizer's low. We used to have so much fertilizer we couldn't make it fast enough, or we couldn't burn it fast enough. Now it's pretty much just going right out. Yeah. So that's not even getting made in time. So it's the ammonia. Ammonia 9. And yeah, I guess it was always a little shy. How else do we... Making ammonia is a bit... It's expensive electricity. We do have hydrogen to actually make some ammonia now. So, I mean, that could help. Yeah, anyway, you've got to kind of pick a problem and just tackle it one at a time. Let's have a quick look through the text as well. Anything sort of, I have been deleting, obviously. So, yeah, I haven't even got trains rolling. Large vehicles are gradually getting built. The other real problem we have is we are making large vehicles very slowly because I've only got the one vehicle parts 2 being made at 8 a piece. And most of the vehicles require, like the bigger truck requires 30, right? So it's just getting hell. It's just waiting and waiting. And there's not much we can do about that until iron gets sorted out. And then we also need to kind of sort out our production area here. It's kind of run out of space. I guess we have a lot of room over here again, so might want to try to get more room out for that. But anyway, can't. So I'm going to leave this here because I want to get this producing much quicker. Cargo depot 2, like I said, we've only got the basic cargo depot right now. Power generation 2 or 3. So this is the larger turbine. So we have plenty of room for power using relatively little coal right now, but we just don't have much of a power need. I mean, we're still like sitting around 10 megawatts, which is just 2 and a tiny bit of three of these. So like I said, we're not burning our diesel very fast at all for the electricity we need. That's processing we've been doing for a long time. The bridge we did build. We're waiting for an extra range on our ship. Actually, we're about to get the chicken farm. Did we already? Oh, maybe we didn't do. Ship designer. Ship engine. Yeah, we do want to upgrade that. A lot of mechanical parts. All right, well, we'll let that get going. So yeah, because I do want to explore more of the world. Because that, number one, the ship will use diesel. We've got plenty of diesel. Let's burn it. And number two, the things we find in the world can help for technology. Obviously, help us get more resources. You can see I haven't even got started mining anything out in the world. So I haven't taken this sulfur. Um, haven't taken the quartz. There is some coal over here if we actually start to go down on that. So, we've found resources out in the world. So yeah, that's good. Let's let that happen. Yeah, reforming, we've been doing plenty of reforming, cracking, electrolysis. So yeah, making hydrogen and chlorine and wastewater treatment. We definitely have done that. Might have used some of these edicts. I can't remember. We actually do really want to put an edict on because when you're over one, you should be spending it on improving efficiencies. Um, Food I'm not so worried about. Safety condition, we don't really need health. Yeah, so I'm actually going to let population naturally grow, then we don't have to spend unity to bring people in for a bit. So yes, I mean, what we could do is bring, yeah, I mean, fuel, like I said, we can't use our diesel fast enough. I've already got our maintenance and recycling up, so that helps with less iron need. I mean, I guess this as well, because that research ultimately uses iron and copper. So yeah, so increasing that should be using less of that as well for research. Looks like we just finished our last research, so we might as well get going on that. Definitely plenty to research, no reason not to be. What is this? Long trains, not as concerned. Even more edicts. Sure, let's put that edict on. It's an old tech here. Electric boiler. I mean, I did say we were burning extra water. That is interesting. But, I don't know, it seems weird. This is pretty good. We could use some of that excess gas and hydrogen. Instead of burning it, we can use it to make cement. And that will, again, alleviate coal and also makes it less, because it actually turns into... Wow, that's even more amazing. Yeah, so if we do it with hydrogen, we just get steam out of it. So there's no pollution at all, and potentially you could use that steam yeah, I mean, you can convert it into water. Or worst case, we turn it to carbon dioxide, which is much, much, much less pollutant than basic exhaust. So yeah, that's a pretty good one. Actually producing hydrogen from fuel gas. Oh, that's really good. We want to do that. Because we're producing the hydrogen right now in an inefficient way. Settlement recycling, that would be good. I'm not sure what the settlement's using right now. I don't even know if I'm using bio-waste right now. Fermentation, so this is more about clean energy. Less concerned about that, honestly. Even more vehicles, always good. Greenhouse, so we can even more crop yield. Thermal storage when we actually need more electricity. All right, well, plastic's our next kind of the only way we can get to the next tech, so might as well run through that, I suppose, along with gold. Yeah, I mean, we're going to need all this. And we could move to hydrogen vehicles if we want to reduce, pollution even more. Always better to have better ship stuff. So might as well get that in the long run. Improve the mixer. Sure. Yeah, so, okay. I think there's plenty to obviously for it to get on with. All right, so where did that leave us? Housing 3, I mean, we'll start to increase that. Pipes 3, haven't even really used that yet, but advanced smelting, we want to get going. Household goods, we want to start building. Ship engines, so that's what we were underway on. So it's just waiting on steel. Only 20 more steel, so I'm just going to throw that down. I think we'll have that done soon. Oh, and we can now get our first chickens. So we basically want to build a chicken farm. We've got a ton of animal feed for them. What else do chickens need? Um, to obtain chickens, you can trade. So we have to trade for them, which I'm sure we have what we need for that. Chickens need to be provided with water and feed. So just like a regular farm, they need water, but then we need to also give them animal feed. Um, cool. And then I'm not sure chicken carcass. I don't know where. Like it doesn't say where you produce chicken carcass. I assume that the chicken you put them in the farm, and the farm turns them into chicken carcasses, and then and so then we'll have and we'll get. I guess I assume the chicken farm will produce eggs. What does it say? Enables to raise chickens for eggs and meat. Okay. So yeah, so I assume that the chicken farm will create chicken carcasses and chicken and eggs. And then yeah, obviously we can do whatever. What are we? Eggs. Eggs and bread makes this food pack. So that's just, even better. And I think food packs, oh, that's actually interesting. So because food packs, I believe there was a trade option for those. Um, yeah, so that's how you can get oil. So really, okay, so that's bread. So yeah, so just you can buy oil from purely renewable farm, which just uses water and I guess the fertilizer. But yeah, so that actually does seem a good. This is how you kind of get perpetual oil is by growing chickens and wheat. That's good to know. Mind control. So, oh, looks like we've got finished flattening this. So, um, amazing. Yeah, this seemed like such a far thing. I mean, I guess maybe it is time to start making this long coastline and just dig back into what yeah, let's do it. So, you can always use more flat ground. Let's go ahead and we'll even flatten a little bit of what we previously dug. And then, yeah, they'll start dumping that over here, which I'm fine with. Let's just make a nice straight coastline. Yeah, cool. There's more flat land. I mean that's I almost think flat land is uh the most scarce resource. So the other crazy thing, I'm gonna zoom out even further here. So like you can see like how much we've got going here and just this massive island. What I want to, how do I see the layers? So there's a way to turn layers on. Uh, no, I don't know. UI hidden? Yeah. Yeah, I guess in that mode you can't do it. So, um, oh, there we go. So, I mean, ultimately, yeah, I mean, we'll want to mine all the resources out of this enormous, enormous island, and to get those resources down to like what this is, we'll keep this out central area really. Oh, too cloudy. As our production area. Um, So yeah, I mean, the train network's gonna be pretty cool. It's just, I mean, that's hours away, hours and hours away. Not for you, because I'm gonna cut between interesting things. But yeah, all right. So I don't know how much prattling on I did there that maybe is not that interesting, but I'm gonna cut away and keep working on things and show you the progress. So I will see you then. Okay, so we are back, and it has been several hours, is my guess. And what have we accomplished? My God, I wish I could tell you. So I don't recall. Did we have a coal plant coming in? Not sure. So we have coal coming in now because I was kind of running a little low, and now not even close to it. I've got a full container here. This ship is pretty much waiting around. Um, so we got chickens underway. So we're able to actually find some use for the animal feed that we'd been building up, and all the excess food is essentially getting chopped into animal feed. So we have maxed out chicken farms here. Um, and I think that, yeah, so essentially you can see we're getting about 14 eggs and 20 carcasses. The carcasses then get further chopped up into meat and trimmings. The meat gets fed to the settlement. The trimmings get further processed into just compost, which, we're basically, once this actually fills up, we may turn into farm, but probably we'll just dump it. Um, oh, that's a bad sign. The crude is actually running down. So I actually did put this ship on reduce its speed. Um, which means it might not be heading out and refilling. Um, I mean, there's 4,000 available to pick up. Oh, I guess it's still unloading. Okay, maybe that's all that happened. It's fine. As long as this doesn't run out before, um, before the ship fully unloads. You know what? Let's make sure. I never want this to be under, say, 50. It's a bad sign if it is. Anyway, okay, so we did chickens. We've got a lot going. So I finally got here we have basically more waste. This is our waste side because we'd already got our waste treatment going, but we also now have biomass. So people are composting, I think, and sending that out. We're not doing anything with it right now. I'm just kind of collecting it. I mean, essentially, it could become some steam for us, or we will just, again, crush it to compost, and then it doesn't cause any pollution. Um, and we also have recyclables, and the reason we're actually even able to recycle is that make sure that actually empties. I mean, I need to conveyor it up, but I figured recycling doesn't happen that much, so some trucks should send it over. Is the problem that there's no route to the recycler? No, there definitely is. Yeah, because they come through here. And this recycling guy, you know what? I'm just going to set it to allow import. Yeah, because it comes out of sideboard. You can to alleviate transport. So I think there he goes. He's taking the recycling. So one thing you can do is actually crush it first, which is probably worth doing because then it can just be put in a crushed format directly into the recycle plant, and obviously they're recycling way more at a time. So yeah, let's just do that while I'm thinking of it. In fact, we even have compact. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, is there any reason not to just? I guess we'll future-proof it a bit. Let's just throw this over here. Um, all right, and recyclables. Yeah, so really. So I'm gonna turn that off. Okay, he can take whatever's in there. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna turn that off. Okay, so now they will just take from here instead. And yes, you can definitely export. And I'm gonna put you at like 7. All right. So it should be that when this gets close to filling up, I mean, I guess I could also, we can do this and blah, blah, blah. It's a little uneven, don't like it, but yeah, well, we'll see. This can only hold 40. Yeah, we should probably have a storage for it, fine. All right, here we go. Okay, and then this can be set to anyone can export, and just want to make sure that some of it gets taken out, and we'll do a 7. All right. Okay. So that should be fine. All right, so what else? Yeah, we're burning a lot of naphtha. Okay, no more trees to harvest. Yeah. I mean, I guess keep cleaning it up. Keep cleaning it up. We'll use this space eventually. Yeah, I mean, I wish there was more to report, but I want to just post this regardless. Yeah, low storage of crude oil. Well, the ship's coming back. I'm actually confused. I hadn't changed anything, so I'm wondering why the ship... There he comes. Yeah. Wondering why he's only... Like, now he's sort of not quite keeping up with anything. And of course, you know, I've left no space for expansion, you know, because this is the larger dock here, and really we want another large dock. At some point, we need to... I have no idea how you actually get this out. It's a real... I think the best you can do is just to expand. So what I want to do is like maybe expand the... There's the green. That's just fine. We need more room to expand anyway. So we'll expand it out to there. And then let's just have like a way back to the sand, I think. Yeah. It even... Yeah. Anyway. It's to drill through. Yeah. Okay. I don't like that these guys are coming around. Where are you coming from? Oof. They're just, again, this guy's drilling. Yeah, they're figuring out that's a little closer. It's using up a lot, but I mean, again, I mean, it's diesel and maintenance, so yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah, not very interesting, I know. We still haven't got our new iron in. Fortunately, we do have a lot of iron still. This is all, you know, not highly dense iron, but there is iron there, and we could actually even keep coming out, which I have no reason not to keep coming out this way. So let's just future-proof that a bit. Yeah. Coal's looking okay. Copper. See how slowly copper even needs to be mined. Yeah, let's take all of that. Okay. And then how's this going? The limestone. Yeah, it's fine. Also quite low. Okay. Oh yeah, see, this crude is... Huh. Why? Yeah, I think we need to put that ship back on fast mode. This one we definitely don't need to, because rarely even getting close to needing the coal. Alright, when that ship... It's a bit annoying, but you have to wait for the ship to come home to tell it to, you know, to switch its fuel up. So you just got to kind of be ready to receive it. But I don't know if there's anything else going on. I mean, like, really got the chickens going. We got the household goods going. So this is the whole... so, you know, here's our man-made, you know, our renewable forest here. And we've got wood coming out directly from that. And that is making out... We're making 16 chairs. Is that actually the demand? Do we need more than that? Not right now. 100% coverage stored. Ah, why doesn't it say what the demand is? You have to go to the Unity probably. No, that just says... Interesting. Okay. Where does it usually tell you the demand? So it's going into this, this hardware store or something, I assume here. Idea. There we go. Right, so demand is 13, so we're, that's fine for now. We will be able to, I can expand this out, so that's fine. Yeah, I've got to imagine conveyors are spending so much on maintenance. Although it says the trucks are using it, whereas, yeah, it's not even mentioning the conveyor belts. I'm so confused. All. U-shaped conveyor too. Yeah, it's pretty low on the list, actually. Okay, fair enough. Thought the conveyors would be using a lot, but no, so it's the trucks, It is the trucks. Oil rig. Now assemblers. I mean, these things you can't really avoid. Obviously, you can avoid. I mean, so my guess is, yeah, truck uses way more maintenance than, a long conveyor belt. So you should try to do that as much as you can. And like any truck that's unassigned, which, we have 26 unassigned. So, those are essentially doing logistics works that we haven't conveyed. The other ones are like, actually doing what they probably should be doing, which is, mining excavations. I think I missed the boat again, quite literally. All right, I'm just going to sit here at max and check that out. So what else has been going on? Okay, so settlement recycling we've set up. We've set up our chicken farm, set up our household goods. Advanced smelting we've done a little, but I'm going to keep that up until we've actually, actually doing it for everything. Haven't set up the better power plant. Haven't needed it, although finally our power it's climbed to 13. So we have a 15 on diesel consumption. And like you see, I mean, as long as this naphtha flare is burning, it means we are not consuming diesel faster than we're making it, because the naphtha essentially backs up when the naphtha is made to diesel and then backs up. Yeah, large vehicles, I think we can safely say we've got a decent amount of those. Trains, that was, the main goal, and I still haven't got to it. Yeah, I don't like that at all. What is going on there? Okay, here comes our ship. So I'm going to speed him back up. I think that's the problem. So yeah, 92 per single journey, round trip, 3 months. My understanding is, so 60, the unit of 60 in this is 1 month, I believe. So, yeah, 180, right? So 92... That's how much heavy oil it's using. That's not what I care about. So what I care about is it's bringing in 1,000 divided by 3. So say 333. So it's 333. Yeah, I mean, that should be plenty. So when I had it on reduced speed, it was only bringing in 1,000 divided by 6. Huh. But that is still over... Like oh yeah, it's just a little shy, I think, because basically we are consuming 120 crude oil every 60. So because I turned his speed down, he was bringing in 1,000 divided by 6, which is what? There's a calculator right here. 1,000 divided by 6. 166. I mean, that should have been enough, because really he should be bringing us 120. Because really we only need to keep up with 120 every 60. So I don't quite know the answer on that one. But whatever. I will. He can consume a little more heavy oil. We make plenty of it. And just make sure to deliver, because yeah, our crude, I don't want to see that crude reserve going down. So yeah, he's unloading the crude right now. And why is that so slow? I guess it's going through. I'm not sure what it unloads. Is there an unload speed? Throughput, maximum throughput 60. So each one is 60, I assume. Yeah, Yeah, I mean that. Okay, so it's taking out 120. I mean, it should. Yeah, I guess that makes sense then. That when it was consuming, it was literally it was like flowing through and consuming it. But we should get to a point where, yeah, like this maxes out. This is the second buffer. Once that's maxed out, this will start. Yeah, and this, you can see it is going up. Oh, it's going back down. There it goes. Yeah, and eventually the ship will stop bringing it in. But yeah, so we should see it increase over time. Anyway, yeah, I'm obsessing on the math because really, if you miss on the math, everything comes apart. Okay. Anyway, that's where we are. We have an incineration plant on the way. So one of the things we're also doing is I was burning the actual waste, but I'm crushing that down, storing it up, and hopefully by the time before this is actually filled up, we are going to have an incineration plant, which is quite a complicated setup. I mean, not complicated, but yeah, I mean, no, it takes in some fuel gas, which, we're burning fuel right now, so it's good to have a little extra fuel to use, or we can use the hydrogen or the fuel gas. I have to figure out which one makes more sense. And yeah, and then what that does is um, we should be seeing, an exhaust ratio. So this is half so by using this, we're actually getting, we've reduced the pollution down to 50% for the waste burning, which normally it's 100%. So we've halved the pollution output and we're getting some steam out of it. So again, using steam, it's what we're meant to be doing for our electricity. Um, so maybe at some point, yeah, I mean, maybe I set up one set of turbines here where it only uses steam from these kind of recycle points. And so I don't want it burning coal when we can just be using the diesel. But if um but yeah, I mean, I just don't see what else we can use. I don't think steam has any other use. Uh like consumption of steam. I mean, I say that. I mean, I guess it does process things. Uh, yeah, we can actually directly make hydrogen. Hydrogen, I mean, again, everything sort of all the gases convert into, fuel eventually. Um, but yeah, alumina. Oh, I guess we'll want hydrogen at some point for making aluminum. Anyway, oh, and silicon as well. Yeah. Yeah. I don't really have a goal to go fully clean. I just don't want to. As you can see, our Unity is insane right now. Yeah, so that's what happened is by going to household goods, having those other food sources. Yeah, we're actually way over. So really, we should be. Let's in fact spend some of that Unity now that we're maxed out, and get even better. So reduce water consumption. Really need that. Uh, Research efficiency. That's great because I believe that they'll use less iron. That's what I was at. Trust can get overloaded by 50%, but the requirements that would cost more iron. So I don't love that. The fuel, same problem there that we don't really need to save diesel. Safety, I guess we could increase. I haven't really had a problem with growth. Uh, that gives us extra unity. Plenty of food consumption's increased. That gives us more unity. We could reduce food consumption, but we're sort of burning that too. It's kind of interesting not having anything to spend our extra unity on. Um, yeah, very weird. I mean, I guess reduce water. That I mean, I think we're yeah, we're dumping water right now, so I don't know why that makes sense either. Should probably increase our recycling. I think the other things I don't have all, there's an edict right there I could do. I think one of the early edicts. Yeah, I'm missing this really early edict. Uh, Food consumption, health boost, research, ship. Yeah, very funny. I mean, I'm trying to think, do I just keep building storage? Is that what I'm really meant to be doing? Because it seems wrong to be burning gas, but I don't, you never want the refining to stop, because when refining stops, it's gonna back up a lot of other systems. So I guess I really do just need to be like, let's build another two whopping storages here, I think. Um, yeah, let's do one more here. Oh, that's like one little pipe. I'd love to do two. It looks really ugly. And then when you use a pipe, you're just wasting maintenance, because like this pipe across uses maintenance, but I guess it's small, shouldn't fret it. Yeah, so just that alone has a maintenance cost, whereas when you make them adjacent, they you know, um hold the shortcut to get no, I don't want that. There's a way to oh, that's annoying. I know there's a way to whoa. Alright, whatever. Pipe two. Okay. Yeah. So that should stop burning. I believe. Hydrogen's also backed up. So that becomes diesel and fuel gas. Yeah, the nap to stop burning there. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can always do something with diesel, like always. Um, Worst case, we turn it back into naphtha and fuel gas. It can be electricity, and then obviously, of course, we'll spend it on all of our logistics. Um, so yeah, the final endpoint being diesel is not bad. Better than burning the naphtha. So, anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Next time I come back, I'd really hope to see some trains getting set up. And I think the first order of business is, I think I've already talked about this, but the train copper over here, and I'm either gonna refine it into copper right here, or I probably will, because you can, at the beginning it's 1-to-1 iron ore for iron, but now with the advanced smelting, oh, what's going on here? Yeah, we've got a jam up. Oh, that is really nasty. Ouch. What is happening there? Yeah, I'm not sure. Where can't you go? I don't want to have to manually sort this out. Okay, they're figuring it out. Yeah, they're making a bridge across there. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? Don't recall. So that's still working this out. Yeah, so we've got a lot of land to expand on. All right, I wanted to, now that the iron is not 1-to-1, because essentially, see here, 48 iron. Okay, maybe it is. No, 48 iron. So 48 molten iron. Oh, okay. I thought we improved that 1-to-1 sitch, but maybe not. I guess, like, so this is the low one. Yeah, so 30 becomes 24. Yeah, so now we're at 1-to-1, whereas before we weren't. So Well, I guess theoretically, then you could just transport the iron ore and refine it anywhere because you're not saving space. So I don't know. Maybe we'll just bring the ore over. Um, yeah, and here's the real problem, as you can see already. Not doing a good job leaving space for the train either, and it kind of needs a lot of space. I mean, you could do a kind of a double header locomotive, so it doesn't have to do a turnaround, but that does not set up really well for like for expansion at all. Um, but it doesn't look like I've left myself much room for a good station, regardless. Yeah. So I mean, I could think about. I mean, once the iron's gone from here, why not? Why not just move this whole setup? Because you know, bringing iron and coal. I mean, the coal's over here, really. So iron, like, yeah, getting it more central makes more sense. Of course, then it brings it closer to the iron. But yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. What was that ding? Incineration plant is online. And then arc furnace is coming up, which I think is really just on its way to something else. Oh, the other thing is I did upgrade the ship. Uh, Found another settlement over here. Yeah, my ship actually really does need to get battle increased. I cannot compete with these pirates. Send him over here and see. Again, it only uses fuel. I'm happy to consume fuel on the ship. Well, it doesn't. The repairs also cost, but yeah. Yeah, arc furnace. What's your deal? I mean, it's just more. So we have to make graphite, which chlorine and coal, huh? That gives more sour water. Yeah, I don't know. It's the same ratio. I don't know if it's cleaner, maybe less exhaust would be one guess. Yeah, so 48 iron becomes 27 exhaust, whereas with some graphite and limestone, well, no, that's 24, so it's slower to produce. 18, so 6 to 12. It would be 12 exhaust versus 27. Yeah, so again, halving that pollution count. I'm sure it's quite electricity expensive, yeah. Reduces electronic. Uh, no, oh, weird. Okay, so when it's converting scrap, it uses less electricity. How much does it use? 4 megawatts? Wow, 4 megawatts. I mean, our entire operation is only 14, so a single one of these is 4 megawatts. Yeah, so I'm not doing that anytime soon, but that's where you can certainly be using a lot of electricity. It doesn't seem like you're getting much out of it. Like you're getting a little bit of exhaust improvement. Hmm. Anyway, lots of math to explore. I think plastic's going to be our next setup because, that gets us on the way to the next tech tier. And there's our naphtha that we're burning. Yeah, okay, so that's the other thing. I should be moving that naphtha over ASAP. Never burn it. Okay, well, we'll do that too. Oh, he's burning again, even though we are not backed up on fuel. I assume it's just the speed at which this is like log jammed. Let's increase that pipe. Yeah, like all of these are moving too slow. Maybe. Although that's not backed up, so I don't quite see how the naphtha got backed up. Yeah. Okay, let's make sure that naphtha is moving to plastic. That should not be burning. I can just pull it out of here and figure out next. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed. Uh, Hope you enjoyed the latest look at the mess of an operation here. But it has been a journey and we've barely really begun it. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye for now.